I was stuck until I found these 4 African countries where women are building empires. I was born and raised in a village in South Africa called Adudawa. My childhood was not easy because we had very little money. Even at school, I would see children with new shoes, new bags and clothes while I wore the same shoes to school for years. I knew I had to do something about my situation one day. But growing up, all I saw around me were women who seemed stuck. They were stuck in dead-end jobs, stuck in abusive relationships, and stuck in a cycle of poverty. No one ever talked about financial freedom or building an empire. We would see rich people on TV and wonder why they were so wealthy. Little did we know that some of them were watching us from their mansions, laughing at our ignorance. When I finished high school, I decided to go to Johannesburg in search of a better life. I had heard that the city was full of opportunities, but when I arrived, I found out that it was also full of challenges. The competition was fierce and I had to work extra hard to get ahead. For example, I remember applying to more than 50 companies before getting my first job. It was a retail job in a big chain store where I was earning a low hourly wage. Still, I was grateful to have a job. I moved into a small room in a shared house. Although I had no furniture, I was determined to make a better life for myself. With the little money I had, I bought a blanket and a pillow and slept on the floor for several months. During that time, I realized that I needed to improve my skills if I wanted to find a better job. So I started taking courses in marketing and sales. At night, after my shift at the retail store, I would attend classes until late. On weekends, I hardly had any free time because I spent most of it catching up on sleep or looking for more job opportunities. But even though things were tough, I didn't give up. And eventually my hard work paid off when I got a job as a sales representative at a marketing company. This job paid much better than my previous one and I was able to move into my own small apartment. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was really growing. I learned how to manage a budget, save money and invest in myself. However, despite having more money, I still felt unfulfilled. I saw many women around me who were in the same situation as I had been. They were working hard but still living paycheck to paycheck. They were spending their money on material things and struggling to save or invest. And that's when I discovered the world of personal finance and investing. I started reading books on the subject and listening to podcasts. I learned about different investment strategies and started putting my money to work. I also began sharing what I learned with other women in my community, and they responded positively. Some of them started making changes to their financial habits and seeing results. It gave me a sense of purpose to help other women achieve financial freedom, but I wanted more. I wanted to learn from other successful women who had achieved financial freedom. So I reached out to a few of them and asked if I could buy them lunch and pick their brains. To my surprise, they agreed. Over lunch, I asked them about their journey to financial success, the challenges they faced and the lessons they learned. I was inspired by their stories and determined to succeed. I continued to educate myself on personal finance and investing and share what I learned with other women. At the same time, I worked hard in my job and saved diligently. I knew that financial freedom was possible, and I was committed to achieving it. However, there were times when I doubted myself. There were days when I felt like giving up and going back to my old habits. But then I would think about all the women who were depending on me. I knew that I had to keep going for them. I couldn't let them down. So I pressed on, learning from my mistakes and adapting to the ever-changing market conditions. Today, I am proud to say that I am financially free. I have built multiple streams of income and can support my family and community. But I never forget where I started. That's why I continue to share my story and help other women achieve financial freedom. As I gained more knowledge about investing, I began seeking out opportunities to grow my wealth. I learned about stocks and started investing in the stock market. I also explored other investment options such as real estate and cryptocurrency. Through my investments, I was able to generate passive income, which helped me achieve financial freedom. I also became an investor and mentor, guiding other individuals on their journey to financial success. I love teaching and inspiring others to become financially independent. Seeing the growth and transformation of my students is incredibly rewarding and keeps me motivated to continue sharing my knowledge and experience. The journey to financial freedom is not easy, but it is definitely worth it. It requires discipline, patience, and a willingness to take risks. However, the rewards far outweigh the challenges. Achieving financial freedom has given me the ability to live life on my own terms. I can spend time with my loved ones, pursue my passions, and make a positive impact on the world without worrying about money. It has also given me a sense of security and peace of mind knowing that I am in control of my financial future. I want to encourage other women to pursue financial freedom. It may seem daunting at first, but with determination and a clear plan, it is achievable. Don't be afraid to take risks, learn from your mistakes, and never give up on your dreams. Now here's the thing. As I was traveling around Africa, I came across 4 countries where I found something incredible. In these countries, I saw a large number of women who had taken charge of their lives and were building thriving businesses and leading their communities to prosperity. They were innovators, entrepreneurs, and change makers. They were breaking down barriers and challenging stereotypes. They were proving that women can achieve anything they set their minds to. The first country I visited was Rwanda. I met a woman named Agnes who had started a small business making handmade jewelry. Her talent and creativity soon caught the attention of tourists and her business took off. She now employs over 20 women in her community, providing them with a steady income and financial independence. Next, I traveled to Ghana where I met a woman named Afia. She had a passion for technology and founded a successful tech company that provides internet access to rural areas. Her company is not only bringing internet access to underserved communities, but she is also empowering women in her community through job opportunities and educational programs. Then I went to Kenya where I met Wangari, who was a farmer. She had a vision of transforming agriculture in her community. She started a cooperative that provided farmers with training, resources, and access to markets. Her efforts have led to increased food security and economic growth in her region. Finally, I visited South Africa, where I met a woman named Naledi, who is a social entrepreneur. She founded a company that provides sustainable energy solutions to communities without access to electricity. Her company is not only providing clean energy to off-grid communities, but she is also creating jobs and empowering women through entrepreneurship. These women are just a few examples of the many successful women in Africa who are building empires and changing their communities. They are trailblazers, role models, and inspirations to women all over the continent. They prove that with hard work, determination, and a passion for making a difference, women can achieve anything. I was inspired by these women and realized that Africa is full of opportunities for those who are willing to take risks and pursue their dreams. I encourage all young people, especially women, to believe in themselves and their abilities. Don't be afraid to take risks, learn from your mistakes, and never give up on your goals. Africa is full of potential and we need young people like you to help unlock it. With hard work, determination, and a passion for making a difference, you can achieve anything. And for those of you who are already on the path to success, I applaud you. Keep up the good work and don't be afraid to dream big. The sky is the limit and the only thing standing between you and your dreams is your belief in yourself. So go out there and make your mark on the world. Show the world that Africa is full of innovators, entrepreneurs, and change makers. Let's work together to build a brighter future for ourselves and for generations to come. Thank you.